Weston McKennie's coach at Juventus after an impressive string of performances and a great goal midweek in the Champions League.
Yeah, this has been quite the journey for Weston McKennie. We were talking about the timeline for his time in Turin, obviously interrupted by his stint at Leeds United, which went terribly wrong, right?
Yeah.
So he arrives in late 2020 with Andrea Pirlo there. Andrea Pirlo was complimentary. So we've been tracking him. We see a lot of qualities. It's why we went out and got him. He was originally on loan. And obviously, Juve saw enough to execute the buy option, which I think was nearly 19 million euros, which is not nothing. I mean, it's not Christian Pulisic from Dortmund to Chelsea money or even Pulisic to Milan money, but it's significant money, particularly for an American and not a goal scorer, that kind of thing. And obviously, it was a process. Pirlo at one point was very on board. Then Weston came in for a new season, and Pirlo said something like, well, maybe your professionalism's not high enough. Get that professionalism up, son. He got hurt and missed time with a foot injury, and that's what led to the Leeds loan. Obviously, the change in management with Allegri coming in. I think his time with Allegri was, the ups and downs of whether or not Weston McKennie was good enough to be a featured player at Juve. And now, look, it's not just because of the goal that helped them win that game, right? So that they'll go back to Holland with an advantage in the Champions League. It's that he is sort of this all-around effort player who can do a lot of things. So I think is better technically than they thought he was when he arrived. I think he's shown that. So he is like continues to be this guy that we look at and go, yep, just keep plugging along. So you can show what you can do to everybody who comes in. It's unfair that he gets doubted consistently by every new manager, but it is a credit to him that he continues to show that he's capable of performing at high levels. Now, I think it was on this show that I said part of the problem with the perception of Weston McKennie is that I think when they bought him, they were rebuilding, and they're still not where they want to be. They're not challenging for a Scudetto. They're not a Champions League contender.
No.
So because of that, he feels like a tweener player. He feels like a bridge player for Juve between some bad times and the good times they hope are coming. And so is he going to continue to be the guy if Juve thinks of themselves or goes out and buys a couple more pieces and gets back to that Inter Milan, Napoli, Champions League winner level that they want to be at? I think that's still, despite what Motta has said, I think there's still people who would say, yeah, he's good, but he's not good enough for that.
Good enough for the squad, but not necessarily good enough to make the squad go to the highest heights that they want them to, right?
Exactly. Which makes it a really difficult sort of relationship for us as American soccer fans. I don't know how Juve fans feel about him, right? It's like, oh, yay, good job, Weston. We love you. And Thiago Motta's showering him with praise, so to speak. But I think, of course, in the back of their head, they're like, is he a Juve player who can help us win things? Because right now they're not winning things. And so everybody on the team, every player involved kind of gets labeled with, well, you're not good enough to win things. And we're Juve. So we're not supposed to just be happy with you. We're supposed to demand more. We can be glad that you're not screwing up, but our praise and our love for you only goes so far.
Yeah, we'll see. Interesting stuff. Great to see, though, one of the key figures of the United States men's national team get heaped with praise when he hasn't always done so.